while Victoria is coming up on board, I'm thinking right now they would ask if recording is all right. Yeah. Actually, like to ask if you like to try something new for today's mastermind.
Yeah, sure.
Which is actually what I have done at the Strategic Coach. Okay.
Yeah.
I joined Strategic Coach for the it's a coaching that I think a lot of the principles do apply. And I actually have not yet officially joined yet. Okay, right now they have what's called these kickstart sessions. Okay, that are basically that are that you can join to sort of get a sense, like a pre-training. But I think with of these tools are pretty useful and helpful. Okay, that can sort of get us into some thinking. So I'm thinking that we could maybe hello, can you hear?
Yeah.
Hello, is the network all right? Okay. Is my voice clear though? I mean, is it clear? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Basically. Okay. So I'm thinking about this, because the whole exercise, I actually just attended one this morning, 1 a.m. our time zone, so it's still pretty fresh, and it actually takes 2 hours. I think I can, just sort of just go over, in 1 hour. Okay. Cool. So what do you think? Would you like to
let's try
that for today?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've sent Victory a message.
All right.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So. All right. So hi, Victory. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Hi, Victory. Hi, how are you? All right. Nice.
I lost track of time.
Okay. All right, sure. No worries. Well, we'll just get started. Okay. So I was asking Herman if we would like to try something new today, because I've been attending a strategic coach. You're both aware, right? I mean, the entrepreneurial coaching program. And I think some of the materials I've gone through are pretty useful. I think for everyone, for anyone, in fact, who has a goal to achieve, aspirations. So I was proposing maybe we can try the questions that they are asking and in today's mastermind session. Would that be all right?
All right.
What do you think, Victoria? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's get started. Okay. So it's actually, let me share a bit of my screen. Okay. So this is basically an exercise. Okay. That they're using, and you do need to have their permission to reproduce and all that. So I will just share. Okay. So be fully aware, this is Strategic Coach. It's their material, and I think it's basically asking great questions. Okay. So I think the first this whole exercise will give you sort of several questions to answer. Okay, and basically I think what we'll do is I will ask the questions, okay, and then you can have some time to write down, and then we can share a bit, okay, and then move on to the next. So the first question is, what has given you the greatest sense of morale over the past quarter? So you can think of this as this is what Dan Sullivan always like to start, which is, start with your wins. You probably also know about this, right? You have heard me share about this. So start with your wins first, your wins and gains. Okay. But this time I want you to, think about the past 3 months. Okay. So the past quarter. Okay. And basically, this is about linking your past, present, and future. Okay, the first exercise. So to just get us sort of have a sense of what we're doing, because usually we have pretty busy life, okay? And the, you know, what is usually, you know, it's important to actually slow down time a bit and to sort of take inventory of what we have come through and also what is our current state and where we will be moving in the future. Okay, sort of taking this sort of a snapshot, okay, out of our busy life, so we can, you know, move forward better. And the purpose obviously is to help us to maybe not get so busy, and, but more purposefully driven, okay, and obviously have achieved better results. So the first question, okay, as I was sharing, is what has given you the greatest sense of morale over the past quarter? Okay, so basically you can write down anything that's related to your gains. It can be in different category. Like for example, let me put. I'll share my example. Like for me, my past in health wise, okay, I have been able to sleep by 8:30, okay, consistently, and you know I've been doing some 60-minute jogging sessions. That's you know, that's without phone, like 2 to 3 times a week. And also got improved relation with my wife. We have been watching some some movies lately together. And with the work-wise, okay, I have launched an online course and, you know, started our VIP fund, and then also got someone to volunteer to actually help us doing sales because he was attracted to the vision of our social impact fund. And impact-wise, I started, you know, hosting masterminds for my business network international friends, and also joined strategic coach. Okay, so those are some of the examples of, you know, my personal. So please just spend, I think, 90 seconds. Okay, so it doesn't have to take too long, and just jot down whatever that comes to your mind. Okay, regarding the you know, the greatest sense of morale, some of your, you know, achievements, so to speak. Okay, something that makes you proud over the last 90 days. All right. Okay. So I'll start at 90 seconds. Okay. So go ahead.
Should I go?
Yeah. No. Just write it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you can type it as well. Okay. If you are close to a computer. Yeah. So you see the question, right? I mean, just jot down whatever you don't overthink. Just jot down and just bullet point. You know, we will have you to share this later. Okay. So usually some music should be played.
I'll imagine it.
Let me see if I can find some music. That's good. Yeah, I should prepare some music. All right. Okay. So it's 90 seconds. Okay. So please wrap up. Okay. Whatever you're writing. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. So this is the first question. So the first question has been about, you know, what has given you the greatest sense of morale. This is kind of like, you know, what's recent past. The next question, okay, so is what are you currently experiencing the most momentum? Okay, this can be obviously in your work, your professional life, okay, or, you know. So this is the idea of this question, is to sort of, can you hear me all right? Okay, I see some networking. Okay, so this question is basically to ask you, you know, like what is working good in your life now? Okay, kind of like you're sort of moving at a faster than normal speed, and, you know, gaining momentum, that you feel like you're speeding up and towards something, right? And this is, probably giving you a lot of the, confidence, okay, that at this current time, that is kind of like picking up. So let me share my example. Okay, so for example, I have been in the past, actually just 2 or 3 weeks, after my morning jog, I had these ideas about online course I can create, and I just started to execute them. Okay, so already I've rolled out 2 knowledge product. One is a mastermind session. The other is a course called Rapid. It's actually coaching people how to do remote agile project management, okay, over 21 days. And this course, unfortunately, is in Chinese, and I'm thinking about doing an English version, okay? And actually, we got a couple of paying $100 for the course, okay? And just very quickly, without advertisement, actually. So, I mean, it's, and already I'm doing the next course called Create, which is teaching people how to stay at home and, maybe start to become an entrepreneur, or even if you are an entrepreneur already, build your knowledge product, okay, and try to sell online. So basically the experience of Rapid, and also something about time management. So that is kind of gaining momentum. I kind of feel that this is starting to roll out. And also, doing funnel marketing, which is from webinar to course to product and service. Okay, so we have been doing webinars teaching people about what JCF is, and doing online course on safe crypto investments, and then introducing them to join our crypto fund. So this is also something I've been sort of building along and kind of like picking up now, okay, getting more traction. And also building tech team and sales team for what we're doing here. So this is what some of the things that's been happening in my life now that's kind of growing and getting momentum, okay, and I feel good about it, okay? So this is basically what is giving your confidence now, okay? So again, 90 seconds to just jot down whatever that comes to your mind, okay? Don't overthink it, okay? Just, okay, 90 seconds, all right? Okay, so let's go. Herman, are you typing? I don't see. Okay. All right. I can see Victor is writing there.
I'm a bit old school like that.
Oh, nice.
The iPad, a combination of old school and new school.
Ah, nice.
Right. So just jot down as many as you can think of. Okay. There's no right and wrong. So about 10 seconds left, so it should be wrapping up now. Okay, all right, okay. All right, so basically, hold on a sec, let me go to the third question, okay. So third question is actually about what new opportunities. So this is about your future, okay, or the near future. What new opportunities are you most excited about for the next 90 days? Okay, so think, we're closing up, right now it's June, right? So ending this quarter now, maybe July, August, September, okay, 3 months, in the next 30 days. 90 days. Like, what is, what you're looking forward to? What new progress, what new developments, what new opportunities that will happen that's kind of making you excited about, okay? So for example, on my part, what I've written down was basically we have launched our VIP fund. Now we try to get sales, right? And our target this year is 3 million, but over the next quarter, if we can achieve 1 million in assets, that would be great. That's, that will make us very happy. But we need to get this with a great sales team. It's not myself or alone. It's actually by a group of people. So this is what I'm looking for. And we actually already have a person on board who's willing to help. Okay, so right now it's just how I can discuss with him the strategy, the incentives, mechanisms, and let him execute, let him do the work. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. And then health-wise, I'm looking forward to sleep by 8:30. Okay, so this is actually a upgrade of my goal. I was originally this year was aiming at 9 p.m. But after taking a course called Mastery of Sleep, also on Mindvalley, I'm taking this course by a sleep doctor, the sleep expert, and figure out I need 7.5 hours of sleep. So if I'm waking at 4 a.m., I should be asleep by 8:30. Okay, so I actually move my target forward now. And this is good because, my kids probably, they should sleep at this hour too. So I can just go ahead, right? So that's actually better for my health, better for my relation with kids. Also, I can help them build better habits, right? So it has become my new target. And already I can do 2 days out of 7. Okay, already. So I hope I can get to, 6 days. I mean, that is for this year, but, for 3 days out of 7. So probably not that difficult. I think I can do this by this month. So, and also to have a, basically collaboration. And then it's trying to get sales from an online course. Okay, target is $10,000, dollars per month. Okay, so if that happens, that's going to make me quite excited. And I think there is a real opportunity there if I can get online advertisements to work real quick. Okay, because the course already is helpful to some people. So we already have sales. Right now, it's just a matter of how to scale them up. So sorry about the context. I'm right now doing stock, so this is more business oriented, but just give you an idea what to write about. Okay. So it can be life, it can be work, it can be whatever, relation, okay? Any kind of new opportunities that you're most excited about for the next 90 days, all right? So again, for 90 seconds, okay, let's start. Just jot down whatever that's on your mind. Can you hear music? Are you able to hear music? No? Okay, all right. So how about now? No? Okay. I see. Okay, I see the. Should share my screen. How about now? Sorry. All right. All right, okay, so about 10 seconds, close this. Okay, all right, okay. So, all right, so can you hear me now? Okay, all right. Was there music though? Just curious. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's look at the next. All right. So this is actually the three questions. So right now, I think we can start to share a bit. Okay, what we just wrote down. All right. So essentially, maybe just taking turns. Okay, and so who would like to start? You can share about what you have written down, okay? And also, I think you can share about like kind of, is there any insights or any things that you sort of realized by writing down going from the past 90 days, the current and the present, the future 90 days? Just sort of any things, okay? So who would like to go first?
No, I can start.
Okay, all right, so Herman, go ahead, yeah.
So let's see, greatest sense of morale. So I think getting the prototype spatial pub sub system up and running so that Victory and the guys have something to work off. I think that's definitely it was nice just to write some code as well. That was very nice.
Nice,
And,
excellent, yeah.
So, and then there was a bunch of like, I managed to submit a grant proposal, managed to submit a funding proposal for a staff member. And then I think that, just getting those things done, because at the beginning of the year, one of my goals was to write a certain number of proposals, and I've, made some headway there. And then the other thing, which I think was a great for me, was that I got into contact with one of the university's coaches, career coaches, or executive coach is the right word, yeah.
Okay.
And set up a number of sessions with them. I actually have one on Monday, actually. And nice. I think that also feels like, okay, cool. That's making some, doing something about the stuff we've been talking about the past couple of months in these mastermind sessions.
Oh, okay, nice. So that's the morale part, right? So
do you want me to talk through the others?
Okay. Yeah. So the morale and also momentum. So what is happening now? Okay. Yeah.
So for now, I think what's been having momentum. Well, okay. So the undergraduate teaching, there was lots of momentum there, but it's finished today, so that's awesome. The spatial pub sub it feels to me that's gaining nice momentum now. It feels like we're now in that juicy part. Was like, how exactly are we going to do this part over here? And then the other thing is that I've been spending some time. We have a building project in the department at the moment, as well as, which has had some issues and stuff, and that's now looks like been sorted out, and they're going to start building now, or commencing the first stage of the building. And then the other thing was we had to do some financial planning in the department. So in terms of managing the department effectively and starting to feel like I actually know what I'm doing, that it's like, oh wait, so this is how much money we need in the next couple of years. Oh, okay, now we can start making, informed decisions instead of, just like, I don't know, yes, we probably have enough money, type of thing. So that I think
better
there's
control,
nice momentum
right?
over
it's
there.
better control, basically. You have
yes,
better
precisely,
sense of control. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And then I think for new opportunities, there's actually a couple there. I've got more time to spend on the spatial pub sub project, which I think is great. And I think in the next 3 months, we'll be able to wrap up the spatial routing algorithm and having at least even if it's a bad working prototype, it's a working prototype then that we can reiterate and improve on. So that's great. There's some students doing interesting work in another field in reinforcement learning, and they're starting to do some interesting things which I can think can lead to interesting papers. I have more time to spend reading and writing research papers, which is, I think, awesome. I will be starting exercising again, which I think is also great. And then I basically, in the next 3 months, need to decide if I do another 3-year term as HOD or not. So I'm also looking forward to working with the executive coach to kind of clarify medium to long-term goals for my career, at least. So I think there's a bunch of exciting opportunities and interesting things that's going to be happening there.
Oh,
Yeah, so
nice.
I think so if there's a trend that I see over there is that I think now that I've slightly more time, and also that I feel that there's more planning that has been done and better information that's available, I have more, what do you call it, energy, and more like, okay, wait, yeah, it feels like I'm more on top of things, which I think helps with seeing opportunities, but also making progress, or having momentum with stuff. Yeah. So having clear goals in mind, I think, is important for me, at least, and to see that I'm making progress with it. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So it seems like the general trend has been clarity, right? It seems like
Yes.
actually the trend for you has been a more clarity in terms of the goals, the directions that you're heading, right? And because of that, probably also picking up momentum, right? It seems like that's
precisely.
what's happening. Okay, nice, excellent. Okay, all right. Thanks for sharing. So, how about you, Victory? You'd like to share about your basically morale, momentum, and motivation?
Yeah. So for the first one, the greatest morale over the past quarter, I think the key one has been the research, the pub sub momentum. It's almost like every week there's more clarity, there's more, precision as to the details of the project, as to the outputs, and exactly what needs to be done, which helps very well, because now we're trying to use basic fundamental principles to solve this big, this juggernaut of a project, which it's quite nice to know that there's progress there. I've been more consistent with books, reading, thanks to that, once a day, 30-minute thing.
Tiny habits.
Yeah, tiny habits,
Okay.
and it's shockingly quite nice. I read more now. There are books that I had from last year that I didn't touch, and now I'm touching them one day at a time, which is quite cool. My time management is way better, and I think that's because it's almost like you're identifying exactly what needs to be done and what's priority. And so I had to buy this whiteboard where I have like my daily task on the whiteboard. So almost every day the whiteboard is like, I wouldn't say 100%, let's say 80% cleared, which is quite way better than before, where I wasn't sure where my time was going. I'm resting better, and I'm learning I'm enjoying the team building part. Coming together with fellow professionals or software developers and just getting them to assist and sort of pick their brains on projects. It's an interesting experience. I don't think I've ever had something like that. I've always been the one, lone wolf kind of guy.
The lone wolf, the lone hero,
lone wolf that sucked. Yeah, but lone wolf that didn't get results, basically. But it was quite nice and refreshing, and it's also nice to know that there are people out there that are happy to help without like expectations and that kind of thing, which was also quite interesting. For the second question, where I'm currently experiencing momentum, I think I'll go back to the research part. The research is precise. When I say precise, it's more concise now. The specifics are there, the expectations are clear, and what needs to be done is clear. So that is building. There's a sense of urgency, as this is what needs to be done. If I can do this and if I can do that, and just knowing that the tasks are set is quite, for me, it's quite interesting. It gives me that drive and that momentum to just want to push as fast as possible. I want to, personal development. Some of the books you've recommended, I've been reading them over and over again. I think that I'm currently on is it the minimalist?
Essentialism.
Essentialism, yeah, that's
Essentialism. Okay.
from the
That's
first
a
chapter. I was
that
blown away from the first
that's a
chapter.
very good book. That's a very good book. Excellent.
This I could I'm getting momentum on that. It's making my work mode sort of better. And also from a business perspective, I've been able to sort of build a team. Uh, it- when I say team, basically contractors that sort of do specific work that I do. So I just give them the work. They do it, and the only thing I do is quality assurance. I don't have to build it from scratch or do anything from scratch. I don't get as much money, but I get time, which again, because I'm able to quantify the time, I'm happy to let go of a couple of hours to save, to let go of a couple of rand to save 8 hours of my day, which is quite an interesting.
Nice, nice.
So for new opportunities, I'm gonna go back to the research. Yeah, the research is quite a key part for me. The pub sub architecture working. I'm very keen to see it. I would love to have a visual thing as well. Just seeing the something similar to what you have with the Vorocast on the vast library, where you can see the nodes moving around and subscribing and publishing, and obviously that would happen only after the pub sub thing is working. But that is one key thing I'm looking forward to in the next couple of months, just making it work and doing what's wrong and what's right and what needs to be sorted or fixed or what's broken or that kind of thing. And then work wise, I still want the team to be bigger, in terms of like experts. There's someone I've been communicating with, but I've not gotten feedback from yet. Who is a not spatial now, a published subscribe expert,
Okay.
programming perspective. So I'm trying to see if I can get insight from him for spatial application and see
Wow.
if there's
Excellent.
something he can give us from and also from a business perspective. There was a recent big contract. When I say big, not necessarily big, but bigger than what I'm used to, and it's coming up in the next month or so, which is quite nice. It gives me a perfect platform to experiment with my current contractor workers. I've been experimenting with them, but with little stuff, not necessarily like big contracts, but this is a big one, and it's a nice, I'm curious to see how it plays out
Okay.
when the stakes are high. Yeah, when the stakes are high.
Okay, nice, nice. Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
This will give you into more focus and intense mode. That's excellent.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, I think that's more or less it from my side. And I think the key part is, for me, the pattern I've seen is just tailoring down the important stuff, and just putting the objectives in like a list format already makes a big difference. Just knowing that this X needs to be done, Y needs to be done, Z needs to be done, knowing exactly what needs to be done, being able to quantify the work to say that, okay, this has very little value or this has a lot of value. That in itself has sort of helped.
Prioritize, right? Sort of to
Yes,
allow prioritization. Okay.
exactly. That has been a huge help in being more efficient and being more productive. And once I know that, now I'm even considering like getting a maid or something to help me clean the house once in a while.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes, I
Nice.
mean, I would rather spend 200 or 300 rand to save 3 hours of my time, for once or twice every week, which is not bad. And but the reason why I can do that now is because I'm like, okay, that time will probably have produced more or better output if I just spent it on something else, or if I spent it on
Okay.
developing the code rather
Right.
than spending 3 hours cleaning the house only for it to be messed up the next day. It's very
Ah,
frustrating.
okay. Okay. Wow. Nice. Okay.
But yeah, that's more or
So
less it. Yeah.
So that's from Victory. All right. Okay. Yeah. Just thanks, Victory. I think that's excellent, and I think you're applying the principles rather well to basically prioritize your time use, and become more effective. I think, yeah, this is something also just a phrase. I think maybe I don't know who said that. Potentially, possibly by Dan Sullivan. Is that if you don't have an assistant, then you are the assistant. Okay. So this is regard to getting other people to help, with some of the stuff. If you don't have one, then you are the one. Okay. But you can think about, whether you are a good assistant or not, right? And whether that's whether it's you're overpay yourself, okay, as an assistant. So okay, so that's that's something to think about. Okay, all right, great. So let's move down to the next. Okay, so the next is actually called, I guess you heard me talk about this concept actually from Dan Sullivan, who, not how. Okay, let me just see if I can make this bigger. Okay, so can you see the screen now? Okay, can you all see the screen? Okay,
Yes,
all
we
right,
can.
all right, okay. So basically, this is a visualization of who, not how. What happens is usually we start with a goal we want to achieve, right? Which is a bigger, better result that we're aiming for. However, one way is that we immediately start to think about how to do it. Okay, like how can we get this done? How to actually do this? And when you are not really the expert or the person who has the skill, the knowledge to tell it, or the experience to do that, immediately, what does that give you? Okay, probably frustration, right? Probably uncertainty, probably you're basically not sure like what to do, right? So this will increase your fatigue, okay? And basically potentially also would make you want to procrastinate towards doing it, try to put away, try to put it behind other things. However, the other thinking is used by a lot of successful people is that they don't ask how first. They actually ask who. Okay, the question of who is the expert or who is the most suitable person who can help me on this, okay, or who can perform this, who already has done this, who's passionate about this, right? And this who person will basically know how to do the how and execute. Okay, so when you are thinking this way and when you're doing this way, actually, what does that make you feel? Like, for example, like Victoria, you talk about you reach out for a PubSub expert, right? And what if this PubSub expert decides, or you can get him to actually help you to, build a spatial PubSub implementation. Okay, I'm just sort of, giving an example. I mean, what does that make you feel? Would you like feel like increased energy, right? And potentially feel a lot better about doing this or achieving this or reaching out for this?
I'll be pumped, definitely.
Right? Definitely, you will make you a lot more excited, right? Right? Okay.
Exactly.
So that's kind of the idea. Okay. So usually when we ask how immediately, that's giving us, unless we are the who for that thing. Okay, we are the expert for that particular task. Okay, then maybe that's actually what we do. So I guess this is just some notes. So with this concept, the next exercise is this, which is called the building your dream team. Okay, so the idea is again pretty simple, which is what people. The question here is what people, what technologies, and what resources do you need to move closer to basically having a dream team? And by unique ability dream team, this is just to a bit clarify, unique ability is the concept that every one of us, while we may rely on many who's for achieving our goals and dreams, we are also the who for other people, right? That is, and how we can distinguish this is if there's something that other people tend to come to ask you for, okay, that they consider you the expert, the most capable person they know that can do this or that can solve this particular problem, then you are the who for that for other people, okay? And that's the skills, the experience, the expertise, the know-how that's involved is probably your unique ability. Okay, so that's the unique ability concept. And the idea here of the dream team is, just think about what if you are with your unique ability and you find all these other people to collaborate, right? And they all rely, they are all their own experts in their own domain. You can find all these people and collaborate together towards the common goal. Then that would be like, that's the most ideal situation, right? So here, try to jot down what are, if you can, just think of like a dream team for this, then what are some of the people, okay? It doesn't have to be like specific, someone but you can maybe lay out like, what this person should be doing that can help you to get better, move closer to your goal, okay? So that's basically the main idea. So is that clear, I guess, with this, with this, sorry, let me just, okay. I guess, is it clear with the what's being asked here? All right. I mean, sorry. I mean, wasn't able to see the faces. Okay. So is that is right for the? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's then about again 90 seconds. Okay, maybe a bit longer. Okay, for this 2 minutes. Okay, let's spend about 2 minutes just writing down, like, what is this dream team will look like? Okay, from your perspective. Okay. All right. So let's start. Yeah. You can list down like the traits, the criteria, the characteristics. And if you already have a who that you can associate, also you can put down a name. Okay, that it can simply be like a list of the qualities or skills that you feel that's needed to achieve your current, the biggest goal, the most important goal that you're aiming towards.
Okay.
I guess. So you can hear the music? All right, we have about 10 seconds left. So just to wrap up. All right, okay. Okay. All right, so wrapping up, okay. So this is, I guess you can, so let's share about, okay, what we've written down, all right? And, you can also discuss about like why there are these people that's going to help towards, okay, towards helping you achieve this goal that you're looking at, okay? So who would like to start first?
I can go.
Victory, you would like to start first? Okay,
Yeah,
all right, okay,
no problem.
okay.
All right. So for my dream team, majority of them are software driven. So
Okay, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Okay. We can talk about who are the members on your dream team.
So I think I will talk about the ones you already know. Our leader, for starters. When I spoke to her, I remember she talked about having some background in like HTML, basically front end kind of stuff. And if we were to deploy a front end app, or like should I say user friendly app, I would definitely want her on my team because she already has the pops up background as well as the skill to deploy on a user friendly interface for customers.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Okay.
Anisio, I like Anisio for deployment as a, I don't know if that's it, it's a thing, but chief deployment officer. Basically, when we've run our tests and all that kind of stuff, Anisio is the guy you want deploying the code, making sure it fits the physical requirements and regulations and that kind of thing. There's a guy called Semil, Watanda Abdul Semil. You don't know him. I've actually been trying to reach him in the past week. I need to follow up again. He is a JavaScript guru. Right. And he will solve a lot of my problems with migrating. Because I've also been thinking about the migration as well for quite a couple of weeks. Eventually, it's almost inevitable that there will be a migration. It's a matter of when, from Python to either Go or JavaScript. And if it's gonna be JavaScript, Semio is gonna be a great resource to have. There's the other guy, the pub sub expert. His name is Jefferson or Tony, or something like that. Yeah. I don't even know if he speaks English, but he responds when I text him in English, so that's a good sign. But he's like a nerd for for PubSub applications.
Okay.
He likes developing PubSub stuff for fun.
Wow. Wow. How did you find this guy? I mean, how did you know about this guy?
So it's just a standard like a LinkedIn search for
Okay.
PubSub.
Okay.
I saw like a
All right.
video. He posted a
Okay.
video for I think Go, and he
Okay.
called it Go Fiber, and he talked about CDC.
Okay.
Basically, the down to the database structure. He sort of has
Wow.
the at least he has a big picture of how things work there.
Oh,
And
nice. Excellent. Okay.
so
Wow.
from a protocol development or top down input, it will be a great consultant to have as to developing a good or the best algorithm possible to make the matching work from a spatial pops up perspective. There's an open role, the CEO role. I don't know who is gonna fit that, but CEO of the current business I'm running, I want someone to manage it full time, where I just get reports and they can keep some salary or something. But I can't think of anyone because the business is at the point where it can pay market, the market value of a CEO. So it will take a lot of sacrifice from the other persons, from the other party. That I don't know where to find people like that. So, but it's an open role. It's an open role. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay, nice, nice. But I think it's very nice and very good that you identify, right? What are the roles? What are the expertise, right? What are some of the knowledge base that will be needed to help you? So what is this goal that you are trying to achieve? I mean, like specifically, what is on your mind?
The big picture goal, or should I say the long-term goal, is to basically develop a consumer product for the spatial pub sub, research we're currently doing. Something someone can use, or a sort of service that can be sold, whether it's a pre-modified torrent service, for example, but maybe like a subscription-based stuff where if you share your phone storage, for example, you get some money every month. Basically like a decentralized system where you get paid for sharing your resources.
Okay,
something for the daily user, as well as a package that you can sell to businesses where you're saying we can optimize your storage, or we can optimize your speed, or whatever it is, right?
Okay,
But it has to look good for them to pay for it.
I see. Nice, nice. Okay, nice. Okay. All right. So thanks. So how about Herman? Maybe Herman's son? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was thinking in terms of research effort.
What is your goal? Maybe just state the goal first. I mean, like.
So that was. So the one goal would be the spatial PubSub project, and the other goal would be the reinforcement learning work that we do. With spatial PubSub, I also include the virtual environment infrastructure, basically. But so what I was, I think what I'm good at is at implementing and making certain things get done, right? So basically executing. Basically, I think that's something that I'm good at. I think that what is people that are around me is I need someone that's good at getting funding. Someone I think which is good at marketing the idea, or marketing the the goal, the project, or whatever, and then getting other collaborators on board. Yeah. I think because it's a research project, also someone that's good at writing and publishing research papers. Okay, because it's not the same as marketing, but it is related to the marketing, I think. Then I think it's also important to get a good mentor, because there's going to be problems that you're not sure how to approach it. And then it's good to have someone to speak to, say, okay, you've been in this game longer. How did you approach it? Someone that you can bounce off and discuss to get advice, who's maybe not directly involved with the project. And then the other thing is, I think students or people you can basically, that will work with you, because you can't do everything by yourself. So basically, a team of people that can basically cover all the bases of what you need if you want to have a functioning research research goal that you want to reach. For instance, the spatial PubSub project.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So all right. So I guess any discovery from writing down this list of the who's that should be run. And
well, I think the one thing was, I think there's, to me at least, there's already, I think I can already think of people that would fit that bill.
Okay.
Which I think is good. But I think that also, just thinking about the who is already okay, but what, there's like, what are the things that need to be done? Not how, what.
Okay.
And then like, oh, you need someone to do that, and someone that be able to do that.
Okay.
And I think that's also quite helpful in saying, okay, but now you can go and say, okay, but you can start approaching people and say, do you want to get more involved in this? So.
Okay. All right. Nice. Thanks for sharing. So I think this is coming to a close, but I'd like to share something. So in terms of just also a feedback regarding how to find the right tools, okay, there's Dan Sullivan actually has devised something called the impact filter. Okay, let me just share my screen a bit. It's actually something like this. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, I can set this afterwards, to on the Slack channel. It's actually a simple way to attract and to describe to your potential hosts when you want to invite into collaboration. Okay, which is first is you list what's the project you'd like to involve. You list out or explain about what is the purpose. Okay, like what's the end thing that we want to accomplish through this collaboration, and why is it important, right? Okay, what difference will this make, and what's the ideal outcome going to look like if this is done correctly? What is it going to look like? Okay, basically laying out the sort of the vision or the final, the clarity. And then here you can list a few bullet points regarding what's the success criteria for this. Like we know this is a great collaboration if this is happening, this is happening, this is done, okay, and this is achieved, okay, okay. Like grants being granted, funding secured, how much, things like that if you want to find a funding person, right, for example. And then what's the best results, which is if we collaborate and if the person you want to invite, if you take the action to join, to collaborate, then what's the best results? But what if you don't join? What if you don't take action? And what's the worst results? Okay, so because there's always opportunity costs, right? In terms of whether to decide to do something, not to do something, to join on board or not, right? So what's the best outcome? What's the worst? So you can let the other person sort of figure out. So it's called an impact filter because it's communicating about the potential positive results and impact that this collaboration will bring, but also at the same time to sort of filter out if it's not the right fit or not the right match, right? And because you have laid out the criteria very clearly in terms of the results, okay, in terms of the outcome, and also, what's the best and worst, right? So people can judge very quickly whether it's a good fit, whether it's something they like to get involved in. Okay, so it's called an impact filter, and it's actually a simple tool that you can, maybe start to use. So I guess that will wrap up, okay, our session. And just like all the other masterminds previously, I'd like you guys, let's share one thing we have learned today, okay, and also one action we will be taking, like right now today, okay? So nothing fancy, it can be just the very next step, okay? It can be a phone call, it can be an email, whatever, but what's one thing you've learned and what's, one action you will take? Okay, so Herman, you would like to start?
Yeah, I think the one thing I've realized again today is that once I have a clear goals and clear plan in mind, it makes the rest of the stuff easier, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So
because that's easier. You will make it
happen. I mean,
okay.
So for this executive coach, one of the things that I need to do is basically, think about long-term goals and what is it you want to do, and what do I want from the executive coach and from the coaching sessions and stuff like that. So this what he calls it fits in nicely with that stuff. And so what would I guess, is to basically now say, okay, but we've talked about this unique team, and we've talked about, what is So going down, writing down, you know, if you send that, writing down that thing which says, okay, but what is it that we want to do? What is the filling that in, and then starting to write down people's names and starting to contact people and starting to get them on board. I think that's what I want to do.
Okay. So writing down names and onboard them, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Okay. So how about Victory? What's the one learning and one action that you will do?
I think for me, it's just yet another realization that I think the mastermind sessions work.
Okay.
They're productive. It's good to know, like just by writing it down on paper, there's that sense of wow, I have come a bit far. I think the next step is basically to just reach out to those people. I feel now that I'm writing it down again, it's almost like now I see the urgency again as to how, you know, might actually need them sooner rather than later, especially at the phase where the project is at, where it's sort of getting to the juicy, the good stuff. So
Okay.
you probably want to get them involved at this point. So even if they are not necessarily doing anything yet, but the idea is they know what's going on, and when the time comes where we need their help, then I don't have to onboard them again. I just give them like a progress update, and then ask for help or ask for insight or recommendations or that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So you can sort of prepare ahead, right? You can prepare
ahead basically. Yeah.
Okay.
That would be like
Nice. That will make execution and success much easier, I think. Okay. All right. Thanks. So for me, actually, I'll share about my learning and action as well. The biggest learning from this is that when you learn something, teach it to someone else quickly. Like almost immediately. This will double enhance reinforce the learning. And I actually when I just did this exercise, I was like in your role just a few hours ago. Okay. And I'm already trying to, do the same thing. And I feel that this is, a very great way to learn. Okay. And also to get more in depth. So, do teaching does enhance learning, I think, and vice versa. Okay. So that's something I learned. And the second thing, the action part is I can see that, the 80-20 and team building thing does work. Thanks, Victory. That's a very encouraging, positive feedback from you. So I guess my action now is to invite more experts, okay, to get involved to our project. Okay, actually, there is this guy called Inky.net. He's like a pro hacker. Actually, he's a multi-language hacker, the co-author of YAML format. Okay, I think I might share about this. He's a good friend. He's been to Taiwan a few times. He actually stayed at my house, a few years ago, actually a few times when he visited Taiwan. So I know him personally. He is, hacker level that like they do language compiler hacking things. He and his friends. If we can get him involved to VAST. Okay, right now I think he's working for HP or some other company. Yeah, but if we can get him involved, I think we can bring the whole game to another level. Okay, so I think I will try to get him on board. Okay, somehow. Okay. All right. So I guess that's my learning. All right. So thanks a lot, and I'd just like to, I guess, any feedback about today's change. I mean, how do you guys feel? What was it? Has it been a good, useful session?
Yeah, so what I liked the first three questions basically helped you think about the things that we then discuss later on. So I think that was quite helpful. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks. So how about Victory? I mean, I guess anything.
Yeah, no, it was quite a good session. Again, it's nice to sort of just go back to put some of these things on paper. Sort of time flies quite a lot, and you don't get to like reflect. You don't really take the moment to reflect and
take inventory, right? Of what you have learned and progress and grow.
Exactly. So it's a good it's a good way to just keep track and know that, okay, this is what June 2021 and things are on track ish.
Okay. Nice. Thanks. Okay, thanks. I think that's important, right? We should measure our gains and aim for the future, right? And expect even better things, right? Okay. All right. So thanks you guys. And just one quick question regarding future masterminds. I'm thinking about moving half an hour later. Okay, so that will be like between 9 to 10. Okay, would that be all right?
Yeah.
Because that would fit better with my current schedule. Okay. All right. Okay. So for next month, still the third week, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be at Monday's session. I have a breakfast with someone, so I'm just mentioning that. Yeah.
Sure. No problem. No worries. I think we will. Yeah. You should expect this self-managing team. You know, that's that's the best.
Cool.
That's what you should aim for. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So take care. Have a great weekend. Okay. And see Victoria on Monday. All right.
Thanks everyone. Yes.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.